Welcome to students, staff, faculty, and visitors to our special university meeting, our first school-wide indoor gathering in over 2 years. We'd like to thank all those who made this meeting possible, and I'd like to personally thank all of you for joining us today. We will begin our meeting by singing together the first 2 verses of the wonderfully rousing hymn, High on the Mountaintop, accompanied by Keenan Reeser, our piano professor, and conducted by Kyle Nielsen, Director of Choral Activities. After we sing High on a Mountaintop, Chloe Mitchell, a senior from Richland, Washington, will offer our opening prayer. Thank you. Our meeting today is not only to celebrate the incredible year, but also to look forward to exciting events in the future for our students and for our university. We have just over a month left in this spring semester, and during this semester, many of you will be finalizing projects, studying for finals, writing papers, and presenting senior recitals and art shows. However, the final month of a Southern Virginia University semester does not only consist of school diligence and hard work, you also get to experience a Blue Ridge Mountain spring, which is quite possibly the most beautiful natural transformation you'll ever witness. Make this last month of the semester memorable and productive, and treasure it as much as you can. For all of you seniors planning to graduate in May, we salute you. I'd like to take this moment to announce that we will be celebrating the accomplishments of the class of 2022 right here in this arena soon. Please mark your calendars. On April 22nd, the whole student body, all of the staff and faculty will gather in a special celebration of the class of 2022. All students, faculty, and staff will come together in this all-university celebration 2 weeks before our traditional commencement outside of Main Hall. Again, we invite all of you. The goal is to have our whole university community together to celebrate these seniors. We will reconvene about 1 month from now, to hear a special speaker in a special all-university celebration of your class. We all look forward to that. As we begin planning for our summer term and our fall 2023 semester, we would like to make an announcement about one of our partnerships here on campus. To do that, we invite Executive Vice President and Chief Development Officer, Brett Garcia.
We believe in partnerships. We couldn't do what we do without our partners. We currently partner with some of the best people and companies in the world. You'll see some of those there. Apple, the NCAA, both Coke and Pepsi. We have been working for several months on a new partnership that we are excited to announce today. Food service is an important part of the university experience, and we have felt for a while that it's time to bring on a world-class partner to provide world-class food for our campus community. A few days ago, we finalized an agreement to partner with what we believe is the best food service company in the world. This international company, based in Paris, France, provides professional food service to many universities and industry-leading organizations, such as these. What are they? Google, U.S. House of Representatives, the Marine Corps, LinkedIn, Delta. I am very pleased to announce that beginning fall semester 2022, we will turn over all our food service operations to our newest university partners, our friends at Sodexo. From speaking with students about this topic, we know you all value different things when it comes to food. Some of you are focused on quality of food over quantity. For others, it's vice versa. Fortunately, our partnership with Sodexo should level up our food game for everyone. Whether you're looking for more plant-based options, all-you-can-eat meals, or just more variety and deliciousness, I think you'll be very happy with the changes you're going to see. Sodexo will make their immense resources available to us, including access to experts such as nutritionists and chefs, and will provide technology such as mobile apps. Student jobs will continue to be an important part of the operations, and for some of our students will lead to excellent careers after graduation. National searches are underway for an executive chef and a general manager. We are also planning a major upgrade to facilities over this summer. Our campus facilities managers met this week with designers and architects to begin that process. Those of you who stay for summer term will notice changes happening immediately following spring semester, so that we can have everything ready for you for fall semester. Here are just a few of the visuals that our friends at Sodexo have sent to us to show what some of the things you can be looking forward to with focus on variety and quality. I know, it's right before lunch, I'm sorry. I know. I'll take those down for now. We are also, or some of you here may remember that prior to the pandemic, the university began some initiatives to emphasize physical and mental wellness for our students and employees. Unfortunately, many of those plans, such as group wellness and fitness sessions, had to be put on pause. We feel now is the time to restart our efforts to emphasize wellness on campus. In addition to our investment in food service, we are working on academic offerings, student activities, and facility enhancements that will provide education and support for a higher level of personal wellness across campus. Stay tuned for more information about these and other exciting announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. I am so excited for this development. I look forward to the brick oven pizza and the chicken Sammys. This is really exciting. Southern Virginia University is a unique place. We have a learning environment unlike any other. We are nestled in one of the most ancient mountain ranges in the world. We use the latest technology and the most innovative teaching methods. We have professors that care deeply not only about the topic of their research and teaching, but also about the spiritual potential of our souls. We are small enough to give each student individual attention, and we are grounded in principles found in the gospel of Jesus Christ. Our identity is one of a kind, and we are proud of that. As a community, we have a reputation of honest rigor, loving kindness, and careful discipleship. Our behavior shows this to the world and to ourselves. This is who we are. And we have worked hard over many years to codify that identity into guidelines or a code of conduct for living while we're on campus. President Reed Wilcox could not be with us this morning to help us unveil the code of conduct because he is currently attending the funeral of his former mission president. However, President Wilcox has written a letter that I want to share with you now to help prepare us for the unveiling of this code of conduct. Dear students and colleagues, oh, how I wish I were there with you this morning after waiting more than 2 years to be together again. My mission president, Elder James M. Paramore, passed away a few days ago. The services are in Salt Lake City, and I need to be there to honor him and to support Sister Paramore and their family. I'm grateful to be part of this remarkable university with you. It's a special place because you are special people, kind, honest, faithful. The new code of conduct we'll introduce today builds on this culture of kindness, on striving to live by the restored gospel of Jesus Christ, the 13th article of faith, and loving one another. We've worked hard to see that our new code of conduct, dress code, and pledge of honor embody these high ideals and values. It is unique in being positive rather than negative, principle-based rather than rule-based, gathering rather than dividing, encouraging rather than discouraging. And the most important endorsement of your character is not your bishop's or anyone else's, it's your own. It's our own. On our honor as adults. These are correct principles. Sincerely striving to live by them will lead to a happy, successful life here at school and for the rest of your life. It's a privilege. In fact, it's the opportunity of a lifetime to live and learn together in a place where most people sincerely try to be faithful, be honest, and be kind, to love and respect one another. Thanks for paying close attention and appreciating what you're about to hear. President Reed Wilcox. I'd like to invite members of President's Leadership Council to help us introduce this code of conduct. And we will begin with Chris Pendleton, Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer.
Sometime in the early 1840s, a certain man visited Nauvoo. Surprised to see an orderly, well-run city springing up from that previously desolate swampland, he asked the prophet Joseph Smith, "How do you govern such a vast people as this?" "It is very easy," replied Joseph, according to the future president of the church, John Taylor, who witnessed the interaction and recorded the prophet's inspired response. Quote, "I teach them correct principles, and they govern themselves." Like those early saints gathered together in Nauvoo, we belong to a community of true believers, striving together to build Zion in this remote place. Like them, we are committed to each other and to the values of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We love to learn, we love God, and we love one another. Since its refounding in 1996, our university has been governed by two key documents, our mission statement and our code of conduct. Over the years, we have revised and refined these statements as we build our campus culture and try to articulate the values that define us, the values essential to our institutional identity and our personal lives. 4 years ago, under the authorization and direction of the Board of Trustees, we rewrote the university's mission statement to more accurately describe and to help direct our unique model of church-aligned education. As we all know, our mission is now summarized in 3 key words: gather, lift, launch. This mission statement explains who we are and what we do as an institution, as a collective whole. But recently, we have felt the need to more clearly articulate who we are and what we should be striving to do as individual parts of that whole, as fellow knights. Today, we announce a new, and hopefully you feel improved code of conduct.
Like the recent update to our mission, we feel this update to our code of conduct more accurately reflects who we really are, as well as who we aspire to be. It is also meant to make our code of conduct as aspirational, positive, and memorable as our mission. And as the prophet Joseph Smith did so well with the saints in Nauvoo, our updated code of conduct is meant to teach correct principles that empower all of us to learn to govern ourselves. Focusing on a few true and eternal principles rather than a long list of overly prescriptive rules is an acknowledgement that you are all adults, young adults moving toward full adulthood, who within a few years will be living and working anywhere and everywhere in the world with full autonomy and agency to do as you choose. We hope that these principles will help guide you on this journey, well beyond your time as students here. If embraced and ingrained, living by these principles, striving to live by these principles, can shape and direct you throughout your lives and careers. They will help you be a force for good in the world. With input from students, faculty, and staff, and other members of our campus community, we have settled on 3 key words to express some of the main virtues that we aspire to live by as Knights and members of the Southern Virginia University community. These words are faithful, honest, and kind. I will now read through the full updated code of conduct, after which my colleagues will help explain what it means to be faithful, honest, and kind at Southern Virginia University. The university's code of conduct is based on the restored gospel of Jesus Christ and his commandment to love one another, and is grounded in the church's 13th article of faith. We believe in being honest, true, chaste, benevolent, virtuous, and in doing good to all. We invite and welcome all who will sincerely strive to live by these principles and shared commitments to one another. Faithful, be trustworthy and keep promises. Live a chaste and virtuous life, including abstaining from sexual relations outside of marriage. Abstain from alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, vaping, and any form of substance abuse. Honest, be honest in all things. Obey the law and follow university policies. Do not cheat, steal, or plagiarize. Kind, be kind and treat all people with dignity and respect. Use clean language free from profanity, vulgarity, and discriminatory speech. Do not abuse, bully, harass, or discriminate against others. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Chris. I think that's my guys over there. I can't see in the lights. Love you too. All right. I get to talk about faithful. And for some of us, faithful is a word mostly associated with spirituality. I'm choosing, however, to talk about it more as a contractual or business word. So other synonyms associated with the word faithful are, from the dictionary, obedient, true, loyal, devoted, unwavering, steadfast, committed, my favorite, trustworthy, dependable, reliable. These are the words associated with the word faithful. When I was in high school, I was an ocean lifeguard on Long Island. This was a very difficult job to get. I had to be tested 3 times, failed, go through the rigors of becoming qualified. Once hired, then the process became even harder, learning how to wrestle in the water, as we call it, and learning how to make all the required rescues, learning how to complete all the policies and procedures associated with being a lifeguard on the ocean. I had the opportunity to train with the best swimmers in the world. I was a wrestler more than a lacrosse player, but I thought I was in pretty good shape until I got in the water with Division I swimmers and realized they could swim circles around me, but we worked hard every day. It was an incredible experience to be among them. I knew what was required, It was really difficult. I knew I wasn't asked for interpretation. I was all in as a Suffolk County lifeguard. While living in Utah, I had a neat opportunity to be hired as a ski instructor at the Sundance Mountain Resort. This is a great place owned by Robert Redford. I learned to become a specialized ski instructor for beginners and intermediate, particularly those that are of adult age. I taught ski lessons through the university there in Provo. I was trained, though, through Sundance. As part of that experience, I got to ski I was trained by Warren Miller himself, and I skied with Robert Redford a few times. This experience was great, but the best part about it was learning what they called the Sundance Way. This was how, as a ski instructor, I had to know the price of the hamburgers. I needed to know which lifts were open. I needed to know the cost of the lift prices. They trained you about everything about the Sundance Ski Resort. It was a great experience, and again, I couldn't alter or partially follow. I was a part of the Sundance Way. I was faithfully committed, and the word I love here, committed. I was all in as a ski instructor at Sundance. A couple summers ago, I had the privilege of being a member of the inaugural Professional Lacrosse League coaching staff. It was a great experience. I got to coach the world's best. Literally, members of Team USA were on our team. I worked directly with NBC and with other professional coaches. Had incredible experience, something I'll always remember. My ability as a coach today is better because of that. But as part of that experience, I had to be faithful and committed to all that was required of the professional athletes and coaches associated with this startup organization. I was all in as a member of the Atlas coaching staff and a member of the Professional Lacrosse League. My final thought is, as we gather as members of this great university, as this great campus, as we love and lift each other, let's us choose to be faithful, committed to the code of conduct, to be all in on what it means to be a knight.
Honest speaks for itself. As much as this code of conduct is a list of precepts and values being prescribed to all of us, it has been purposely constructed by university leaders as a reflection of the shared values we, as a community of students, faculty, and staff, have come to embody across our 26-year history. Be honest in all things means what it says. Strive for honesty in all things, all doings, both in our personal lives and in our academic endeavors. Just as very few of us are involved in large-scale fraud, theft, or other blatantly unlawful behavior, few students engage in sophisticated acts of cheating or blatant plagiarism. However, oftentimes we allow ourselves small acts of academic dishonesty. One might create an excuse after sleeping in and missing a quiz or assignment, or not fully participate and contribute to an assigned portion of a group project, or leverage technical difficulties as cover for being unprepared. These small acts of dishonesty and others like them are not without consequence. After much hard work, one of my friends was accepted into law school at a prestigious top 20 institution. At the end of his third semester, one of his professors assigned the class a 15-page research paper. As is true with most students, he was busy with good and worthwhile endeavors and neglected to fully finish the paper on time. With little malice, he submitted a file to his professor that was corrupted and wouldn't open. He worked for 2 more days, and when the professor reached out to him, he submitted his finished work. Unbeknownst to him, the school he was enrolled in used basic digital forensics to determine that his first submission and his second submission were not of the same file. He was confronted by the law school's dean of students and confessed that he had indeed submitted a corrupted file to gain more time for the assignment. It was then explained to him that because the discipline of law requires unflinching moral fortitude, he would be suspended from school for 2 years, effectively ending his law career before it could even begin. This one small act of academic dishonesty left him buried in debt with no degree or license to show for it. Early this semester, in my role as Chief Information Officer, I was approached by Provost Lambert and asked to examine a corrupted file submission that one of our professors found suspicious. I turned the file over to IT services, who, through their own sophisticated forensic analysis, were ultimately able to repair it and show that the student in question had submitted the assignment on time and appropriately. A knight is honest and true. As we are honest, we are protected from indignity, accusation, and problem escalation, which we need as we go forward in a world that often disseminates information that is deliberately misleading or deceptive. As Ethan Hawke says in Rules for a Knight does not protect the truth, he lives inside it, and the truth protects him. I believe in being honest and true, and I am protected by my commitment to honesty. Being honest uplifts us from the moral decay that becomes the life of the dissembler. Honesty instills us with confidence, instills us with courage. Being honest makes us knights. Thank you.
Fortunately, kindness is already deeply embedded in the culture of Southern Virginia University, and it's one of our greatest strengths. Visitors who come on campus often comment about the kindness they see and feel when they interact with students, faculty, and staff. You may have noticed that on your first visit to campus as well. I thought it was interesting that this past November 13th, on World Kindness Day, President Nelson posted the scripture from John 13:34 on his social media accounts. Love one another as I have loved you, which corresponds to our university hymn we'll sing a little bit later, Love One Another. Out of the hundreds of codes of conduct that we studied from other universities, none included codes specific to kindness. And so that is something that we can be really proud of and is a distinct differentiator for us at Southern Virginia University. As a small, close-knit community, every act of kindness has a strong impact and creates a cumulative ripple effect that impacts all of us for good. Sometimes these small acts of kindness are so automatic that we don't even think about the ripple effect that they might have. For example, opening a door for someone without thinking about it, cheering on a friend or a teammate in one of their extracurricular activities, sitting or smiling with someone who is alone, giving someone a ride without a car. And then there are the bigger acts of kindness, like students putting their money together to help a roommate buy a plane ticket so they can fly home for a funeral, inviting a roommate or a friend to come home with you during the Christmas break because going home for them isn't an option. All of these kind acts, whether big or small, make intersecting ripples and create a positive movement where kindness is just the norm and part of the culture that we all benefit from and enjoy. As disciples of Christ, we know that one of his greatest attributes is kindness, and we try to follow that example. We aspire to be like the people in 4 Nephi 1:15, where there was no contention in the land because of the love of God which did dwell in the hearts of the people. There were no Lamanites, nor any manner of ites, but they were in one, the children of Christ and heirs to the kingdom of God. There are no ites, just knights. I love that. A knight knows that it is the right of every person to be valued and respected for their own sake and to be treated with thoughtfulness or consideration. Knights use clean language and avoid profanity, vulgarity, or discriminatory speech. As we presented this information to student leaders, I thought it was interesting that Parker Bueller noted that using clean language doesn't just apply to classrooms and public spaces, but also to locker rooms, on the court, off the court, and in dorms. Kind, respectful, and non-discriminatory speech should be a way of life that continues far after graduation, and it will be an asset that will bless you in your future homes and your occupations. Also, knights do not abuse, bully, harass, or discriminate against others based on characteristics such as race, gender, age, sex, or sexual orientation. We take acts of discrimination very seriously at SVU and adhere to Title IX regulations. In the words of Elder Dieter F. Uchtdorf, When it comes to hating, gossiping, ignoring, ridiculing, holding grudges, or wanting to cause harm, please apply the following. Stop it. And if you see or experience harassment, report it to our Title IX representatives, Stephanie Hardy or Kenzie Cox. We aspire to be a campus that is a safe haven of loving kindness and is free from any type of abuse, bullying, harassment, or discrimination. Imagine a student who has been treated poorly in the past, but comes to SVU and finds refuge on this campus because of the loving kindness, dignity, and respect that is offered to them. Again, no ites, just knights. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our dress and appearance should be clean, respectful, and appropriate for the occasion. This dress code is another opportunity for us to help and support each other and to become our very best selves. I had a personal experience as a teenager. This really helped me understand the principle of dressing respectfully and appropriately for the occasion, and I'd like to share it with you right now. So when I was a teenager, I decided that I wanted to get my patriarchal blessing. And a patriarchal blessing is a special blessing that you have an interview for, and that it requires to go to someone that's been called as the patriarch. I grew up in a part-member family, and I often did many things related to my life at church on my own. So I went and got an interview with my bishop, and I made an appointment for my blessing with the patriarch and waited for that day to come. One day I was, and I had the appointment set, and I grew up in South Georgia, and I worked at a tennis court, a public tennis court, where I took care of the clay courts and I taught lessons. So I was at work on the day of my blessing, and I just left my job and went to my patriarch's house, dressed in a tank top and shorts. Just thought I'd just go straight from work. When I went into his house, he greeted me. He spoke with me. He asked me how my family was. He asked me how I was. He sat down with me. He shared with me more about the importance of a patriarchal blessing, and he loved me. He gave me a beautiful blessing that's changed my life forever. I was very excited when I left the patriarch's home, and I went home and I told my mom about this great experience of getting my patriarchal blessing. And as many moms do, she didn't mean to, but the very first thing she said to me was, "You were wearing that?" Because I was still in my tank top and shorts from work. Well, after that, we had a great discussion about patriarchal blessings and many other things. Well, I learned two valuable lessons from that story that I want to share with you. Number one, Patriarch Henderson didn't send me away. I didn't know what I was doing was wrong. I just wanted a patriarchal blessing. He didn't send me away. He helped me along my covenant path and helped me keep Christ at the center of my life. Number two, I learned that I wanted, as I grew in the gospel, I learned that I wanted to be dressed appropriate for the occasion, and I wanted to be respectful in my dress, and I wanted to be prepared, and I wanted to think about how my presentation would affect the gathering that I was going to or the activity that I would be in. I hope that those lessons can be valuable to you as well as we take part in this new code of conduct. Let's embrace and embody this dress code together. Let's think about where we are going and what we are doing, and dress respectfully and appropriately and become the best version of ourselves together. Thank you.
The final part of our code of conduct is called the Honor Pledge, and here it is. I have read the Code of Conduct and Dress Code of Southern Virginia University and appreciate that it is a privilege to be part of a community that strives to live by these principles. I acknowledge that violations of the code of conduct or dress code that are deliberate, repeated, or egregious will result in referral to the office of the Dean of Students and may result in appropriate action from the university. The second part, on my honor as a student at Southern Virginia University, I will sincerely strive to live by the university's code of conduct and dress code. You'll notice that there are two parts. The first part acknowledges that you understand the code. The second part acknowledges that you will strive to live by its principles. We are a unique and special community. Nothing exists like this group anywhere else in the entire world. We are all here by choice and because of the values and goals that we share. In order to strengthen our community, we all need to commit to do our individual parts. In the case of the Code of Conduct, we all need to do two things. First, we need to understand it. And second, we need to commit to do our best to live by its principles. I would like to note that the term honor pledge refers to the commitment that we make on our honor to sincerely strive to live these standards. Therefore, the word honor does not suggest that these are values that upon attainment confer honor onto someone. Nor does it mean that if someone falls short in one of the standards that he or she is without honor. The honor refers to the commitment that we make to ourselves and to our friends that we will do our best. Before fall semester 2022, we will ask all students to affirm their commitment to our shared values. The process will be simple. Everyone will have a chance to review the Code of Conduct online and sign the form digitally. For everyone here today, this will be a personal process to show personal commitment. This is intended to be a positive experience, a chance to review and remember what makes our community special and why we all chose to be here together. The spirit of the code is to teach correct principles and empower you to make your own decisions with courage and confidence. Striving to live these principles can help us align our individual actions with the teachings of the Savior. Doing so will strengthen our campus community and help each student develop the attributes that lead to personal and professional success. The key tenet in the pledge is that we expect each student to sincerely strive to live these principles. We expect you to do your best. Of course, deliberate, repeated, or egregious violations cannot be tolerated and will continue to be referred to the office of the Dean of Students. We expect such infractions to happen very rarely, as is the case now. The vast majority of our students already do their best to live these principles. When there are issues, as we do currently, we will counsel with students and do everything we can to help them recommit to our shared values. As always, we will continue to welcome and support anyone who will sincerely strive to live these principles. I was recently in a meeting with some of our excellent students, and one of them, unprompted, stated that our university theme is love one another. I was so happy to hear a student say that, and I am proud that this is one of our stated goals. It might be our most important goal. As we talk about our honor code, our code of conduct, I truly believe that our mutual commitment to these shared values is a very important way to strengthen and to show our love for one another. Thank you for your concurrent and continued efforts to be faithful, to be honest, and to be kind. We will now close with our traditional university hymn, Love One Another, conducted by Kyle Nielsen, after which Will Edwards, our student body president from Las Vegas, will offer the benediction.